Move over, Mom and Dad. I'm moving back in. A weak economy and a lack of money is leading to a surge in so-called Boomerang Kids, young adults who move out for school or work and then return home. According to a recent Pew Research Center report, as many as 3 in 10, that's 3 in 10, are returning home to the family nest, resulting in the highest share of young adults living in multi-generational households since the 1950s. The study also finds today some 29% of 25 to 34-year-olds either never moved out of their parents' home or say they returned home in recent years because of the economy. We are asking all you parents and all you empty nesters out there, do you have the welcome mat for your son or daughter to come back home, or is moving back in simply not an option in your household?
And joining us today, we have Elaine Boozler. I know you have something to weigh in here.
Well, you know, that's the nightmare I wake up in about twice a month. I'm back home. That is not something I want. But when my parents lost their house in the hurricane in Florida in the 90s, I let them move in with me and I made them sleep in separate bedrooms. And my mother said, "Are you crazy? I've been sleeping with this man for years." And I said, "I don't care what you do on the outside, but when you're in my house."
What did you love that? Getting back at you.
The shoe's on the other foot now.
On the other foot. So it's kind of cool. So wouldn't it be great, like you're dating some really cool guy with a, you know, cool car and everything, and then he says, well, yeah, you know he's moved back home, and he says, "Well, you want to come over?" And you go, "Can I?" And he says, "Well, yeah, my parents live with me, but it's cool." And then he takes you to his little room with the banners on and his Little League trophy.
Yeah,
oh, he's in there.
Yeah.
Well, this is a reality, but this is happening more and more. And I don't, is it necessarily a bad thing?
Yes, get out. You ever see a bird stay you never see a big bird in a nest? It's pathetic. You see some big bird going, you know, dropping a big worm, and the mother has to come in with a stake. She's too little to carry it, the little bird. No, get out. You have to get out.
Yeah, I tell you, I have 7-year-old twins, and I'm always preparing them to lunch.
Yeah.
We're preparing you to lunch. We love you. We love you dearly.
Susan, push. One will make it.
Yeah. Well, it's a situation. I do think, though, the sad reality is the economy. They can't find jobs.
Of course.
They can't even afford to move out.
Well, if this doesn't promote young people to vote for people who are going to actually make it work for them, then there's no hope. If this doesn't make you vote, if you had to move back home and you're sleeping under a Britney Spears poster and you're 30 years old, you have to vote, mister, and put in people who are going to help this economy.
Oh, whoa, what an image.
I know. I think it would have been Madonna for me.
Oh, goodness. I don't know. There's so many posters. How can you count Michael Jackson everywhere?
You know, my poster looks much better than I do right now, but I don't really work in the daytime, so I just want to point out how I know I look like laundry.
Oh, my goodness. That's called fishing for compliments.
Well, I tell you what.
I work at night, and I have no responsibility to look good in the daytime.
Rebecca called you a vampire. You said it yourself.
I'm a vampire. I have to marry a jewel thief. Those are the only people awake, or a bank robber.
Well, here's what you guys were saying about this empty nest returning home.
Ashley Rupert says, "I am a single mom who had to move back home. The only pro is having a roof over my daughter's head. Everything else is definitely a negative."
Jean Carlson, "My parents would help me out and give me money more than move back in."
If they can do that, that's fantastic, but a lot of families can't. Erica Connell writes, "You got it backwards. They moved in with me."
Pinche West, "All my high school gals and guy friends lived with their parents till 25. I couldn't imagine living there till I was in my mid-20s. He said he got out of Dodge right out of high school.
I think if it's a resting pad, you get to your parents, you regroup, save a little money, and get back out. I think, you know, it happens.
The joy of life is having a roof over your head, and if you can, you know, I didn't care if I lived in a tiny little closet if it was mine, and, you know, I hope the economy does turn around and people get more involved in putting in good candidates, so, you know, we can all move forward together.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I do too.
All right.
She gave you your marching orders. Get your card and go vote.